So let's talk about a topic that a lot of teenagers would want. So let's talk about romance and romantic relationships. When you say love, it is a common phenomenon. For students, you show love towards your parents. And of course, parents would show love towards their children. And of course, getting involved in a romantic relationship, having crushes, engaging in a romantic relationship would be perfectly normal because we are human beings. So let's begin the discussion. First and foremost, when teens are going to enter relationships, whether it be friendship, love, work relationship, it would be best to enable our teens to make wise decisions. So first and foremost, if you want to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you decide to engage in this relationship, first and foremost, they have to be taught how to make wise decisions. Let us also assume that our teenagers would know what is best for them if we have already equipped them with skills on making wise decisions. And as parents, let them have the agency to make decisions for themselves, provided that they already know how to make these wise decisions. Now, let's continue the discussion. First and foremost, when children enter their teen years, it would be best to allow them to realize that love is a reality. Love is a reality. People will have relationships, people will engage in relationships. Some people will get married, some people will not get married, some people will have uh, a family, some people will have kids, some will not have kids. So let our teens understand that love is a reality. But you can't love just any other person. So first and foremost, make a list of the characteristics that the teen would want to have in a relationship. So what kind of appearance? What belief system? Okay? Value system, religion, lifestyle, character, intelligence. It would also be best for you to talk about this casually during lunch, during dinner time, when you go out in the mall. Always have teachable moments for your children. If ever you hear news about romance, let's say you hear news about romance with actors and actresses, have that as a teachable moment. Oh, these people are in a romantic relationship. For you, what would be a romantic relationship? What would the characteristics of a good person that you would want to love be? And then list all of these on paper. So what's the appearance? Belief system, values, religion, lifestyle. Magastos ba siya? Matipid ba siya? Character. What are you looking for? And then intelligence. You have to make this list in order for you not to get confused on what to look romantic relationship to anybody. So first and foremost, have a list and stick to the list that you have. Do not compromise, lalo na kapag values ang pinag-uusapan. Kasi diyan kayo mag-aaway sa values. Yung character ng tao, very important yan. Kapag ka medyo bastos, magkakaroon ka ng problema sa pakikisalamuha. Tandaan din natin na sa relasyon nakikita ang problema kapag pagka malalim ka na sa relasyon. So make observations before you love people, okay? Before deciding to love people, allow some time to observe first. Allow some time to know the person first. Okay? Next, examine the feelings. Research says that people love with their eyes first. You find a lovely girl, you find a handsome boy, you love with your eyes first. You get attracted first. So you have feelings. Wow, ang ganda. Wow, I would like to have that person. Examine the feelings. Remember always that these feelings can change. Feelings can be fickle and feelings can deceive you. Okay, so examine the feeling. Is it true that you are in love? Okay, oh yeah, I'm in love. Now, look at your list. Okay, if you're a guy, I want to court this girl. Look at your list first. Is this girl fulfilling the requirements in your list? So examine the feelings and then observe. Man nga ba? Mabait nga ba? Maganda nga ba siyang pakisamahan? So remember that these feelings can change. So examine these feelings. And then for the parents, enable the teen to be satisfied well with the family. Because the literature says if teens are satisfied with the family, they would postpone romantic relationships because they're so satisfied with the family. They know that the family can be there if ever they make mistakes, if ever they fail. In Filipino, we call the family, tahanan. Uuwi ka sa iyong tahanan. So, tahanan is there for the child to feel comfort. And whenever there are problems, tumahan ka na. Tahan na. Tahanan. Tahan na. So, okay. Yes, you can have problems, pero stop crying na. Andito kami para sa iyo. Your family should be there to say to your kids, tahan na. Nandito ka sa tahanan. Enable the teen to be satisfied with the family. So first we had a list. Second, we had examined the feelings. Now, we enable the teenager to be satisfied with family. Because when the teen is satisfied with the family, most probably he or she will look at role models in the family. And chances are the same attitudes and values of the parents will be sought for in romantic relationships. Also for parents, show that you love each other. Yes, your children see that you fight, but your children see that you fight, okay? But your children should also see that you love each other, that you respect each other. You don't name call each other in front of them. Enable them to see that there should be love and respect in a relationship because they would treat their partners, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, and their spouses in the future like that. So, model good relationship behaviors in front of your children. Next, enable the teen to set parameters in the relationship. Always remember the concept of consent. A no is a no. Now, this is an issue. I've talked to many teens and I've talked to many young adults. There are issues in establishing boundaries in the relationship. And very much important is the concept of consent. Up to where will you allow the relationship? Would it be holding hands? If it's holding hands, it's holding hands. Would it be a smack? Okay, kung smack, ina-allow. Ano ba yung ano nyo? Ano ba yung parameters mo? Would you allow a smack? Kiss. Smack lang dito sa cheek. Would you allow a smack? Okay. How far will you go? Because some parents would allow their children to go all the way. So all the way means that they have a sexual relationship, even at an early age. And yet, We have to talk to our teens openly about relationships and sexual behaviors because in reality, a lot of teens do that. A lot of teens are engaged in sexual relationships and the parents are the last people to know. In some of my interviews with young adults, they would tell me that their parents think that they are saints. Yan ang term. The, my parents think that I'm a saint. But in truth and in fact, they have been sexual onset starts at age 15. The young adults and fertility study in the Philippines says that sexual onset starts at 16, 15, 16. So talk to your children about the concept of consent. A no is a no. And also be ready to teach the children the concept of abuse in the relationship. Talagang ginagamit yan. Talagang nagkakaroon ng problema. That's why I'm talking to you heart to heart about it because I see that happening. And when I talk to the young adults, they would tell me, I never knew that I had a choice. I never knew that I could say no and not give in to every desire of my boyfriend or girlfriend. Take note that even girls demand sexual practice. Hindi lang siya limitado sa boys. And as I see these young ladies and gentlemen having problems with relationships, sinasabi sa akin, kasi alam mo, ma'am, itong ginagawa sa akin eh. Natatakot kasi akong iwanan niya ako, kaya pumayag na ako mag all the way. Another issue would be, sinasaktan kasi ako, binubugbog kasi ako. Ilang young adults na ang nakita ko, ilang teens na ang nakita ko, na may mga pasa-pasa sila, nasasampal sila, minumura sila, sinasabihan sila na, oh, bitch, PUTA ka. Sabi ko, alam niyo ba kung ano ibig sabihin? And for these people who are in the relationship, napakasakit pakinggan na ninanarrate nila na ayoko kasing mawala siya. Siya na lang ang pag-asa ko sa buhay. Sabi ko, paano mo nasasabing siya ang pag-asa sa iyong buhay? Sinasaktan ka na. May sinasabi na ayaw ko na po talaga. And there are people in the relationship who create sex videos. There are people in the relationship who would not be sexually faithful to the partner. And this happens. Sa sa kinarami-rami namang kinausap, I would talk to young adults who have live-in partners as early as 18 years old. Kung ikaw ay 18 years old, anong may papakain mo at present? Kaya hindi ko hinahamak ang kakayahan ng 18-year-old. Pero your body is not yet ready for reproduction. Your body isn't geared towards making babies and starting a family or being sexually active. Now, if your family takes a liberated point of view, ginagalang ko rin yan. Pero kailangan clear ito sa lahat ng mga anak. Dahil may mga magulang ako nakita that they are more liberated and they allow their children to have sexual partners as early as 17, 18, 19. Pwede. Pag-usapan nyo sa pamilya, nasaan ang parameters? Hindi ko sinasabing huwag nyong gawin. Ang sinasabi ko, pag-usapan nyo yung parameters that a no means a no. Dahil ilang bata ang Ilan ang nakikita ko, ba, naglalakad ako minsan, nag-aaway, may LQ sila, may lovers quarrel. Kung titingnan ko edad ng bata, mga 17, 16, mga edad senior high, away sila. So, nag-aaway sila, the guy would keep on kissing the girl. Kung saan-saan kiss the girl. And then the girl would just cry. And the guy would just continue kissing her. Sa akin, sumabad ako. Sabi ko, do not allow your boyfriend to do that to you. In public, pinapahiya niya yung girlfriend niya. So sa akin, I would want you to talk to your children and empower your children to have parameters in the relationship. The concept of consent is very much allowed. Talaga kailangan consent. Okay, kiss me, consent. Okay, and of course, wise decisions. So, this comes to the discussion on ending relationships. I'm talking to you about ending relationships because a lot of young people who come to me say, hindi ko siya pwedeng iwanan. Siya lang kasi. Wala na akong pag-asang nakikita eh. And I would see senior high students, minsan high school students, getting beat up. And they could not say no to the relationship. So, kailangan meron kang pamantayan kung paano ka mag-e-end ng relationship. For example, meron pa pala siyang iba pang boyfriend o girlfriend. Eh, kailangan mong i-end yan. Pangalawa, nananakit siya. Hindi lang physical na pananakit, may verbal na pananakit. You call your girlfriend a bitch. You call your girlfriend PUTA kasi siya. So, you need to end the relationship, obviously. The guy or the girl is spending too much of your money. It's time to end that relationship. The person is being too dependent on you. Yung pala, type lang pala niya na, tawag dito, type lang pala niya yung wealth mo. Ayoko sabihin, type ka lang palang gatasan. So that happens. I see that among young people. I see that among high school students, that there are people who are in that relationship because they want to use people. So, when these things come and when these things happen, time to end the relationship. Always assure your children that you are there for them. And then also, our children are not perfect. There will be times that they will make mistakes. So let's accept them and let's help them change for the better. And how to end relationships. Very simple strategies. Choose a quiet place and do it peacefully. Write a script to end the relationship. Later, I'll be talking to you about the acronym Dear Man. So it's a quiet place. It's a peaceful place. And this signifies that the relationship would end. State the reasons for ending the relationship, but never ever blame yourself. Ako kasi ang dahilan. May mga nakikipag-break na ako ang dahilan. Para lang makatakas sila sa relationship. The other person would just go after you. So, state the reasons and don't blame yourself. And of course, not all people would react okay when there's a breakup. So, give the romantic partner space for emotions. So, magagalit, iiyak, give the person space. Siyempre naman magagalit. But as you break up, remember that you have to say the magic words. I will break up with you. I am breaking up with you. I'm calling it quits. It's the end. Period. You have to say that. I will break up with you. Those are the magic words to ending a relationship. I will break up with you. End the relationship. And when you end the relationship, this has always been my tip for people ending relationships. Never forget, sa totoo lang, isa tong skill. Alam nyo, hanggang ngayon, kahit ipikit ko yung mata ko, nare-recall ko pa yung mga young adults. Okay, yung mga young adults, 17, 18, 19, nakikita ko pa, okay, the memory, even if it happened years ago, it still lives fresh in my mind. Yung mga pasa, nakikita ko pa rin. They still live fresh in my mind. Okay? The cigarette burns, they still live fresh in my mind. Whether it be a guy or a girl, they still live fresh in my mind. Magic words, I will break up with you. Na kung masama ang rason ng breakup, you could also break up because we need space for our studies. That's fine. You can remain friends. But if the break is due to the fact that abuse happened, deleting the social media, blocking the other account would be helpful. Deleting the pictures would be helpful. Lahat ng memory mo doon sa tao niya, it would be best to delete. Lalo na kung unproductive yung relationship. Now, some would tell me, I can't do it. Here's what I suggest. Number one, have a specific date and time. Have someone else with you. And it can be a ceremony. It could be a ceremony of, okay, I have broken up with blank. Here is my cell phone. I'm deleting the pictures one by one. And I'm having my friend here as a witness. I am here and I have broken up. These are the love letters that we have had. Ceremonially, I am burning the pictures to end my relationship. Or these are the gifts. I'm giving them away. Or I'm burning them. Sana, kung rubber, hindi mo pwedeng i-burn. Diba? Depende sa klase, hindi mo pwedeng i-burn. These are the gifts that I had. I am giving them away or I'm burning them one by one. Small items, it's okay to burn, hindi masyado nakaka-harm sa kalikasan. I'm giving them away because that shows you that there is an end, that there is closure. When you end a relationship, there has to be closure. So I'm closing the relationship. It's closed. So you burn it. You burn the pictures. You burn the letters. So that's the end. You delete the pictures. So that shows me that I'm closing the relationship. Now, I'm not saying that you will be happy. Hey, wala na, nag-break up na ako. No. There could also be heavy emotions associated. So, number one, if there are heavy emotions associated with it, you have to process them. First and foremost, accept that there has already been a breakup. Accept. Hindi ko sinasabing hindi masakit, etc. But the moment that you accept something that you cannot change, you can start healing yourself. So first, accept the relationship has ended. Goodbye. Next, so na-burn mo na lahat ng pictures, na wala na lahat ng love letters. Okay? If there is pain, allow yourself to feel that pain. If you want to cry, it's okay. Allow yourself to cry. That is allowed in breakups. That is allowed. Now, there are people who have a timeline. I'm giving, and you can also use this for breaking up and for ending relationships that are no longer productive or abusive relationships. The strategy has an acronym. It's called DEAR-MAT. I'm calling this from dialectic behavior therapy. DEAR-MAT. Describe, then express. Express your feelings and opinions about why the relationship needs to end for you. Remember that you have to be very calm. That's why you are in a peaceful place. Remember also that you don't make decisions when you are at your emotional high or your emotional low. You're very happy. Ang literature nasabi, if you propose to your girlfriend after riding a roller coaster, there is a very high probability that your girlfriend will say yes. Kasi euphoric siya. Do not make decisions. Na gano'n. High na high, euphoric siya. Yes, euphoric siya. Do not make decisions when you are very happy or angry, or do not make decisions when you are very sad. So you have thought about breaking up. Okay? So express feelings and opinions about why the relationship needs to end for you. So explain it factually, objectively. Okay? Nakita ko na meron kang iba, nakita ko, sinasaktan mo na kasi ako eh. Hindi ko gusto yung pananalita mo. Ilang beses ko na sinasabi sa'yo na yung pananalita mo, hindi ko nagugustuhan. Ngayon, kung sa tingin mo, ganun akong klaseng tao, minamabuti ko na wakasan na ang ating relasyon. And then assert, because the other person will bargain. If you make a decision to break up, use the broken record technique. Paulit-ulit. Ayoko na. Okay? Break na tayo. That's the end. No, I don't want to continue. No, I don't want to. Reinforce comments and make positive outcomes for both of you. This would be the best for both of us. Okay? I will not hear your verbal abuse anymore. And you are free to look for another person that you will respect. So, dear. Nandito tayo sa dear man, describe, express, assert, reinforce. Punta tayo sa man. The man, you are mindful. You are mindful that if you want to break up, you don't attack the character of the other person. Be mindful also of what you will say. If the other person was uncouth, was rude to you, be mindful also that you remain objective and appear confident. Have the comments to make about how and when to end, and write a script. And kung maganda naman, we can remain friends. Or kung hindi maganda, we can remain casual acquaintances. So you have your dear man as you end the relationship. Remember that it's very good. It's well and good if you find a romantic relationship that would blossom. That's very good. I'm all for it. If you have someone who's very good, a lot of people marry their high school sweethearts. That's very good. But for people who have abusive relationships, it would be best to nip it at the bud and to end it. Because I've spoken many boys and girls, young men and women who have had these problems with relationships. Yung iba, pinipilit silang makipag-live-in, makipag-partner. I would hear people as young as 17, 18, my partner. So, ako minsan sinasabi ko, nagpo-probe ako, when you say my partner, what do you mean by my partner? Is it a boyfriend, a girlfriend? What do you mean? Oh, it's a partner. We are living in the same roof. Okay, your partner. So, you would have here 17, 16, 18. Sabi ko, this goes against Filipino cultural norms. Yes, I know that these are modern times, but we are Asians and we are Filipinos. We don't do that. Number one, it runs across norms. And I'm not in any way condemning these people who are in that relationship. I'm just saying that they're there. And it runs against cultural norms. Wala akong kinokondemn. I'm just stating some facts. Number two, sometimes they cannot even make decisions for themselves. May mga nakikita ako na, pwede bang malaman ko kung paano mag-adulting? Sabi ko, bakit mo gusto mag-adulting? Kasi hindi ako marunong mag-budget, hindi ako marunong magluto, hindi ako marunong maglinis, hindi ako marunong etc., etc., etc. But they are cohabitating with someone. So sabi ko, I think that there is a disconnect because you are living with your romantic partner. So why are you telling me that you need some adulting lessons? So we could talk about that. And never would you condemn the person because I always view it as a teachable moment. I'm not saying also that it is okay, you do it. When you are in the counseling profession, you set aside your values and you understand the person from his or her world. We do not give directions for the person. We give choices. So what would happen if you would stay in the relationship? Is this a choice that you would want 15 years from now, 20 years from now? Is this a social questions? And I also ask the questions, so is this relationship good for your college life, or do you intend to continue the relationship for a long time? Because you would need more preparations for that. So I always ask people, if people in a relationship, for what is this relationship about? Is it because you love the person and you want to be with the person for the rest of your life? And yes, I do know some people who have been college or high school sweethearts, and that would be good. But my concern is the people involved in the relationship should know parameters and boundaries. And as Asians, we talk about it as a family. And for the parents, these relationships are natural. It would be best for you to identify parameters in order for your children not to get abused nor to be abusive of their romantic partners. So creating a script. So that ends the discussion on relationships and ending relationships.